Hello and welcome to my channel Zucker Cooks. I'm Adela. Today's recipe will be a delicious cinnamon rolls, and I have all the ingredients here. So we have a cup of milk, 3 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2½ of yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and ½ a cup of sugar. So we're gonna be using the KitchenAid to speed up the process, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna start with the warm milk. I'm gonna get that in there, and then we'll add the sugar and the yeast. Now we're gonna mix it just to get it all combined. And that's it. We're gonna let it sit for a couple of minutes so we give the yeast an opportunity to bloom, and then we'll continue. It's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, the yeast is alive. So now we're gonna add the melted butter. Let me bring this down. I'm gonna add the melted butter. The salt. And the eggs. Now we're gonna give it a mix. All right, so that's mixed. Now I'm gonna add the flour that's supposed to be sifted. So I have my KitchenAid attachment flour sifter. So I'm gonna be using that to make it easier for me. Here we go. So here we have the mix is ready. Everything is mixed well. So now we're gonna take it out. We're gonna put it in a bowl, and then we're gonna let it sit. So I transferred the dough into a clean bowl, and this is what it's supposed to look like. It's a soft, still a little sticky, but it's a soft dough. So now I'm gonna cover it with some plastic wrap, and I'm gonna let it sit in a warm place for about 60 minutes. And there should be plenty of time to make it rise a little, and then we'll be ready for the next step. So it's been an hour and a half. The dough has risen nicely, and now it's time to put it on the counter or on this dough mat. Still a little sticky here. All right. Get every little bit out of it. Every little bit counts. And because it's so sticky, we are going to need some extra flour. Then with your clean hands, we'll just, whoops. Just work it a little more over here. Just enough until we feel it's smooth. not so sticky anymore. It's just a little bit of flour, it doesn't have to be a lot. And I think I got it right there. So the mat doesn't want to stay put. All right, so now we're gonna just add a little more flour. Got my rolling pin, and I'm gonna roll it into a rectangle. The thickness, it really depends on how you like your cinnamon rolls, and depending on the dough. So we'll see how this comes out. So now I have 2 tablespoons of softened butter, and then I'm just gonna spread it around all over. The dough smells so good already. And then I mixed a cup of brown sugar with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm going to sprinkle it all over. Try to leave a little space between the edge and the brown sugar so that we can seal, because the sugar will not allow the dough to seal. So that should do it. And now white end will roll. And then at this end, we'll pinch it as best as we can. Pinch it, pinch it. All right. Now we're gonna cut it. So now we're gonna cut in the middle with a preferably serrated knife, and then just cut in a sawing motion back and forth, or you will flatten the dough. All right, then this I'm going to cut in half. And this I'm going to cut in half. And then of course, depending on how big you want your cinnamon rolls, that's how you cut them. Now remember, they're gonna, after we cut them, we're gonna put them in a greased baking pan, and then we're gonna let them sit for another 45 minutes, and they're gonna puff up. So keep that in mind, that you, unless you want gigantic cinnamon rolls. All right, here we go. Placing them in the baking pan. And just rearrange them. And once they rise, they will pretty much touch each other, so just get them loosely close to each other. All right, now I'm going to cover them with plastic wrap again and let it sit in a warm place for 45 minutes. So it's been rising for about an hour, and this is what it looks like. Now they're all hugging each other pretty much. So I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and I'm gonna bake them for about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna have a look in 20 minutes, and if it looks like it needs a little more, I leave it longer. If not, I'll take it out, and then we'll go to the next step. So for the icing, I mixed together 6 tablespoons of softened butter, a cup and a half of powdered sugar, 1/4 of a cup of cream cheese, a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a tiny bit of salt. And these this quantity can be doubled if you want a lot more icing, but pretty much this should be enough for the icing for the cinnamon rolls that I have in the oven. So you can double it, triple, whatever. It's been 20 minutes, and this is what they look like. So now it just came out of the oven, and while it's still warm, I'm gonna get the frosting, the cream cheese frosting. If you don't like cream cheese frosting, you can always just make regular frosting with powdered sugar, vanilla, and some milk or water, and that will work just as well. I like the frosting with cream cheese. It's so good. And then just get it all over. Yeah, smells so good. And since it's still hot from the oven, it's just melting the icing. Can't wait to try it. All right, and then you can just either cut them out or just cut sections, however you like. And this is it. All right, so I hope you liked the recipe. It was really easy to follow. The result is delicious, and I hope you give it a try. Give me a like, subscribe, comment, and click on the bell so you can see any future videos that I'm going to be making. Thank you for watching, and catch you later. Bye.